Hi, everyone. Did you know that this month in April, on April 10th, it was National Siblings Day? So if you have brothers and sisters, that means that you have siblings. I have one brother who's older than me by 7 years, and one sister who is 2 years older than me. And all siblings have special relationships, right? Sometimes you fight, sometimes you don't get along, sometimes you purposely get on each other's nerves, but you probably always love each other and look out for each other, I hope. So, this book is actually a nonfiction book, which again, remember, means it's true. And it's actually not about human siblings because humans aren't the only ones with brothers and sisters, but animals have brothers and sisters too, right? Because if somebody's your sibling, it means they have the same parents as you. So my book for you today is actually called Sisters and Brothers, and it's about sibling relationships in the animal world. It's written by Steve Jenkins and Robin Page, and I think it's super cool and interesting to see how animals might be the same as us and might be a little bit different. Playing together, working together, arguing, fighting. Sometimes animal brothers and sisters act a lot like human brothers and sisters. Other creatures have more unusual relationships. They may be identical quadruplets or only have sisters. Some have hundreds, thousands, or even millions of brothers and sisters. There are animal brothers that fight to the death, and others that are companions for life. In this book, you can read about some of the ways that animal siblings get along or not. At the back of the book, you can find out more about each creature's size, what it eats, and where it lives, one at a time. Like humans, African elephants are usually born singly. So that means when people are born, there's usually just one baby born at a time, right? Sometimes you might get two that are twins. Even more rare, you might get three triplets. And after that, it's very rare that you have more. It can happen, but very rare. So elephants are like us. They usually just have one baby born at a time. Elephants weigh 440 pounds or more at birth. But even a youngster this size isn't safe from the lions and other predators. If a baby elephant wanders away from its herd, an older sister will often act as a babysitter and guide it back to safety. A typical elephant herd includes 12 to 15 family members, led by an older female. Young elephants are well cared for until they are about 12 years old. At this age, males leave the group to live on their own. Females, however, stay with their own herd and help take care of their younger siblings, bathing them, feeding them, and keeping them safe. So it's kind of like us. We look out for our younger brothers and sisters, right? But we usually stay home till we're at least 18. 12 would be like a sixth grader. Let's hold on. Two tiny bats hold on to their mother's fur, one under each of her wings. They hang on while she hunts and stays safely in place as she folds her long ears down to sleep. Gold's long eared bats are almost always born as twins, so they almost always have two. They stay together, clinging to their mother until they're about 4 months old. When these small mammals begin to fly on their own, they will hunt and navigate using echolocation, making a rapid series of high pitched calls and listening for the echoes. In this way, bats can catch insects and avoid obstacles even when flying in complete darkness. Quadruplets, exactly alike. Does anybody know what animal that is? If you guessed an armadillo, you're correct. Nine-banded armadillos are always born as identical quadruplets, four brothers or four sisters. So they always have four and they're always exactly alike. They are clones, perfect copies of one another, so they are exactly alike all the way down to their toenails. Armadillos are born with their eyes open and can walk when they are just a few hours old. The quads stay with their mother for several months before setting off on their own. When full grown, this armored mammal is about the size of a small dog. If it's threatened, an armadillo can run, jump, or swim surprisingly quickly. If all else fails, it rolls itself up into an armored ball. Armadillos have very hard shells. Girls rule. New Mexico whiptail lizards have only sisters. So if you want only sisters, you should be a New Mexico whiptail lizard. There are no brothers because there are no male whiptails. All the sisters in a whiptail community are identical. They are also identical to their mother, their grandmother, and all of their female ancestors. So imagine if everybody in your family looked exactly alike. Female whiptails don't need to find a mate to produce offspring. Plants often reproduce this way, but animals rarely do. Reproduction without a male does have some advantages, since whiptails don't have to spend time or energy finding a mate. However, since all the lizards in one of these family groups are exactly the same, a disease or a change of habitat that is fatal to one animal could wipe out the entire community. A large family, hundreds of siblings. Two naked mole rats, hairless and nearly blind, meet in an underground tunnel. They stop and sniff each other. Then one mole rat lies flat on the tunnel floor while the other walks right over its back. These two rodents are siblings. There must be hundreds of animals in this colony, and almost all of them are brothers and sisters. They are the offspring of a single female, the queen. She is the only member of the colony that can have babies. Animal societies of this sort are common in the insect world, but are very unusual among mammals. Mole rats use their large front teeth to dig a complex tunnel system, their colony's home. Within each colony, there is a strict system of social status or rank based on the member's age and occupation. When two mole rats meet, the lower status brother or sister has to lie on the floor and let its siblings pass by. So in their colony, they have a queen, just like we think of queen bees or queen ants, and only the queen can have babies. And in their society, if you're the younger one, so if you're the younger sibling, you have to lay on the ground and let your sibling walk over your back to get past you. Mommy's busy right now. A very large family. Millions of termite brothers and sisters may live together in a single mound or nest. These mounds, the largest non man made structures in the world, are sometimes as tall as a 4-story building. A single female termite, the queen, may produce as many as 30,000 eggs a day for her colony. Imagine 30,000 babies a day. Every termite sibling has a job to do. Workers repair the nest, collect food, and take care of the queen, who is so heavy she can't move on her own. Soldiers are larger and use their huge jaws to defend the nest against attack. Termites look a bit like ants, but are closely related to cockroaches. Competition. No, you leave. Young grizzly bear brothers like to fight. At first, they're only playing. As they get older, however, their tussles become more serious. Grizzly bears are born in litters of 2 or 3 cubs. They stay close to their mother for about a year. When the mother leaves, the young bears must stay together for another year, searching for food and sleeping through the winter in a furry pile. As the male cub gets older, he wants to establish and defend his own territory. Grizzly bear brothers fight increasingly fierce battles until the losing male cub leaves to search for territory somewhere else. The brothers usually separate before one of them gets seriously hurt. Family life is rough. Spotted hyenas, here they are distantly related to dogs, and their babies look like playful puppies as they nip and growl. Don't be fooled though. Full grown hyenas are among the fiercest animals on the earth. And this sibling fighting is serious. Spotted hyenas live and hunt in packs. Hyena pups are usually born 2 at a time. If they are brother and sister, they will probably get along and survive to grow up and join the pack. However, if a litter involves 2 brothers or 2 sisters, the pups begin to fight at an early age. Often the weaker sibling is so badly injured in these battles that it will die. This seems cruel, but it helps guarantee that only the most aggressive hyenas survive and grow up, keeping the pack tough and strong. I'm having family for dinner. What? Young black widow spiders called spiderlings emerge from a silken egg sac about the size of a grape. These spiderlings start out with as many as 700 brothers and sisters, but only a few survive. Black widows are cannibals. As soon as they hatch, the strongest spiders begin to eat their weaker brothers and sisters. Adult males and spiderlings are not dangerous to people, but the female black widow is the most venomous spider in North America. Her bite is painful to humans and can be fatal. The black widow gets its name from the female's occasional habit of devoting the male after mating with him. Playing games. Practice makes perfect. Two young cheetahs stalk each other and then leap into the air, snarling and swatting. They are sisters, part of a litter of five cubs. They are playing, but their games have a purpose. An adult cheetah can run faster than any other land animal. It can run at speeds of 70 miles per hour, but only for a short distance. Cheetahs hunt antelopes, animals that are also very fast and able to run much further than a big cat. If a cheetah doesn't bring down his prey quickly, it won't catch anything. Hunting games help these young cats get ready to catch their own food. The mother cheetah leaves her cubs to fend for themselves when they are about 18 months old, so at about a year and a half old. The siblings may stick together for another 6 months. At that point, the sisters leave to start their own families, but the brothers hunt together throughout their lives. Isn't it your turn to be the pigeon? Learning together. As it soars high above the ground, a young peregrine falcon is attacked by another bird. A diving hawk or eagle would be bad news, but it's just the falcon's sister practicing her hunting technique. Peregrine falcons are the fastest living things on Earth. Here they are. The ones on They reach speeds of 200 miles per hour in a hunting dive or stoop. When a falcon strikes a duck or a pigeon at these speeds, the smaller bird is instantly stunned or killed. Hitting a moving target in a high speed dive is not an easy thing to do, and young peregrine falcons need lots of practice before they can hunt for themselves. With their brothers and sisters, they take turns pretending to be hunter and prey. Luckily, they are careful not to injure each other. They are the fastest animals on Earth. Friends for life, living together. Wild turkey brothers are lifelong companions. One male bird, usually the largest, is the leader. So he would be the leader. His brothers help him attract a female turkey by strutting and displaying tail feathers. They also help him chase away rival males. Wild turkeys are not the same birds as the domestic turkeys found in supermarkets. They are smaller, smarter, and faster than farm raised cousins. A wild turkey mother lays 10 to 12 eggs in the spring. After they hatch, the young birds stay with their mother and siblings for a year. The females leave to begin their own families, and the males begin their life as a band of brothers. Busy, busy, busy. Have you ever heard anybody say you're a busy beaver? Working together. Four young beavers, two brothers and two sisters, take turns cutting down a tree, gnawing through the trunk with their chisel like front teeth. Next, they chew off the branches and drag them into a nearby pool. There, the young beavers swim to the bottom, working together, weigh the branches down with stones. When the pond freezes over in the winter, the tree's tender bark will feed the beaver family. There are 3 to 5 baby beavers or kits in a litter. Beaver siblings stay with their parents for 2 years, helping to build dams, repair their lodge, and collect food. Oh my goodness. Cooperating. Danger, let's hide. Baby Nile crocodiles begin to cooperate before they even hatch. A mother crocodile buries 40 or 50 eggs in a large pile of mud and leaves. A baby can't get out of this nest on its own, so it calls for its mother from inside its egg. The voice of one small crocodile would not be heard, but all of the babies cry out together in a cheeping chorus. The mother hears their cries, uncovers the eggs, and gently rolls them in her mouth to help the babies get out of their shells. Crocodiles also work together after they hatch, using a special cry to warn their brothers and sisters of danger. When they hear its cry, the babies all chime in, rush to a nearby parent, and climb into its open mouth. There they hide until it's safe to come out. Wait for me! How does a family of European shrews move around without any of the tiny animals getting lost? Their caravan. Mother leads the way, and a young shrew grasps the fur just above her tail with its teeth. Kind of hard to see. Right there. A brother or sister does the same to the shrew, and so on down the line until everyone is attached. European shrews are among the smallest mammals on Earth. A whole litter, as many as 10 newborn shrews, can fit comfortably in a teaspoon. So the spoon that maybe you eat your cereal with, you could fit 10 of these babies in there. Shrews hunt day and night, taking short naps between meals. Like a bat, a shrew can find its way in the dark by making high pitched chirps and listening for the echoes. Even with this unusual ability, such a small animal could easily get lost if it didn't stay connected to its brothers and sisters. For the first few weeks of their lives, great crested grebe chicks ride on their mother's back as she swims, hiding beneath her feathers. Soon the young birds get too large for her to carry, and she shakes them off. Now the chicks must swim on their own. As they paddle around, the young birds instinctively stay close to their brothers and sisters, and they all cluster around their mother. The chicks will leave the family group when they are 10 weeks old. One big, happy family. After a mother cichlid lays her eggs, she picks them up and carries them in her mouth to keep them safe. So she looks like she's eating them, but she's actually carrying them around in her mouth to keep them safe and to protect them. Sometimes she gets more than she bargained for. A cuckoo catfish lurking nearby may have left some of her own owls in the cichlid's nest. If the mother cuckoo catfish gets a chance, she will dart in and eat some of the cichlid's eggs the moment they are laid. Then she puts her own eggs in their place. The mother cichlid picks up the catfish eggs along with her own. She protects all of the eggs, and when they hatch, she raises the baby catfish alongside her own children. The young cichlids and their adopted catfish siblings swim into the mother cichlid's mouth whenever danger approaches. Moving in. When the eggs in the myna bird's nest hatch, myna parents sometimes find that one of the chicks is much larger than the other baby birds. It is an Asian coal, a bird that lays a single egg in the nest of other birds. The myna parents take care of the egg and feed the coel chick after it hatches. The baby coel is twice the size of the myna's own chicks, and its foster parents may become exhausted finding enough food for it. Sometimes the myna chicks are pushed out of their nest by their adopted sibling. Often, however, the two different kinds of birds are raised together. When the coel is old enough to fly, it leaves the myna family behind. It's like adoption. Giant anteaters. Giant anteaters are born singly and stay with their mother for about 2 years. A baby anteater can walk when it's 4 weeks old, but it spends much of its first year riding on its mother's back. A young anteater goes off to live on its own before its mother has another baby, so it will never know its brother or sister. This shaggy mammal will be about the size of a large dog when it's full grown. A giant anteater will feed on ants, but it prefers termites. With its long, sticky tongue, it can slurp up to 30,000 insects a day. Me saying, I'm tired, carry me. The end. And the back of this book, which is super cool, has some more cool facts about all of the different animals, and then it lists some more books by these authors. The end.